Hey everybody, welcome back to Next Play Records. I'm Andy, and happy St. Patrick's Day, I guess. I have a green hoodie on today, and just wanted to do vinyl finds and also show the few records that I bought from Davis Winchester's sale that most people in the VC are aware of, and tons of people took part of, and I was glad he was able to quickly do what he needed to do and get the funds that he needed for the certain situations in his life. So I was happy to be a small part of that. First one I'm going to show is the record that he added to my package. It's a record that I asked him about, but when it came down to it, I didn't buy it. He put it in there anyway, free of charge. And it is Junior Wells live. It's My Life, Baby. It's a live performance at Pepper's Lounge on the south side of Chicago on Vanguard. This is a 1989 reissue of it. Sounds great. Awesome, awesome music. Junior Wells is somebody I had heard of, but I haven't listened to a whole lot. But listening to him again last night, you can see the influence he had on Led Zeppelin, on Robert Plant's harmonica and lyrics, not lyrics, but singing style. He has some stuff that I know Robert Plant pulled from. And then maybe some guitar phrasing and things like that Jimmy Page used. I think there's I didn't look it up, but I think there's rumors that Led Zeppelin may have stole some ideas from Junior Wells songs, but just straight up the way he sings, definitely can see Robert Plant taking some of that. So this was the one that I asked about, didn't end up buying, but Davis sent it to me anyway. So I'm counting this as VCLT. I really appreciate it, Davis. Awesome record to add to my small blues collection that is going to start growing. The next one I bought from him is a Tone Poet I've been holding out on for some reason, but finally got it. This is Wayne Shorter, etc. Really good music on here. Obviously, great lineup. Wayne Shorter, Herbie Hancock, Cecil McBee, Joe Chambers. This is more of, it's getting closer to post-bop. You know, it's not your standard hard bop here. Wayne Shorter is known for his free saxophone playing and really getting into it, letting his soul come out. So I really enjoy that. I'm starting to like that a whole lot more too. And I credit that to getting on the live streams with Davis. I mean, he loves the avant-garde, the free jazz, some of the stuff that I've kind of not really dipped into too much. And I'm really starting to love, you know, that post-bop, the Joe Henderson Milestone records, some later Coltrane. That's kind of where I'm starting. So, but anyway, this is kind of leaning that way. Good Tone Poet. I was happy to get it. Another great deal from Davis. He was so fair in his pricing. Awesome packaging. Records in great shape. So that was the first one I bought. And the second one was the one I was most excited about. It's a record I've wanted for a long time. Freddie Hubbard's Red Clay on CTI. This is a ORG repress of it on red vinyl. Sorry about that. On red vinyl. It sounds great. I spun it twice, back-to-back days. Love it. So happy to add that to my collection. But Red Clay has Joe Henderson on it and Herbie Hancock, Ron Carter, Lenny White. This is really funky. Some cool beats. A little bit of electric instruments on there, here and there. But Freddie Hubbard on the trumpet. Going to town. Stylish, just really good stuff on this record. Different than a lot of the Blue Note stuff that I have. So happy to have that. Thanks again, Davis. Now I'm going to go into some vinyl finds. It's going to be all jazz, kind of keeping that theme because of, you know, that's most of what I bought from Davis and most of what I know he's got a deep knowledge of. So I'm going to keep with just my vinyl finds of jazz here over the last few weeks I've gotten these. But it's a big stack. So let's start with a OJC of Miles Davis steaming with the Miles Davis Quintet. I'm going to get all these steaming. I think the only one I have left to get is Cooking of this series that he did at the end of his Prestige contract. But a great band. One of the best bands of all time, this Miles Davis Quintet. Obviously, you've got Miles Davis on the trumpet, John Coltrane on the saxophone, Red Garland on the piano, Paul Chambers on the bass, Philly Joe Jones on the drums. Great record. Next one I have, we will move on. This is another OJC that I bought from a supplier that I have connections with. So this is Lush Life, John Coltrane. Man, this pressing sounds good. I believe it's a 2011 OJC. But, I mean, OJC, that's one of the best jazz reissue, especially for the money that you can get. The mid-'80s ones were great, and this 2011 pressing is just as good. So this is a beautiful album. They just did, I think, a one-step, apparently that's ridiculous in its sound, but, you know, this is good enough for me. I think I paid maybe $15, $16 for it, so awesome record that I did not have, and I'm glad to have now. Also, with that same purchase from the supplier, I got Alice Coltrane, Journey in Sacedonata, that's close enough, featuring Pharoah Sanders. So this is a, I guess you could call it avant-garde. It's on the Impulse. This is a 1997/2003 reissue. This is a very interesting record that I bet you could listen to multiple times and find different things you like about it each time. You have Alice Coltrane, who was John Coltrane's wife. You have her on the harp and the piano on this record. I'll go through the list. Pharoah Sanders plays the soprano saxophones. And then there's Cecil McBee on the bass. Some other names on here playing drums, bells and tambourine, tambura. So some instruments that are a little more progressive in the jazz than your hard bop and post bop. But this is a good record, and I really wanted it. Really interesting, some slow songs that you can just really dive into. But very cool. Glad to add her to my collection. The next one I have is another Kraft reissue. Unbelievable quality. This is Chet Baker in New York. And when I first heard about this, I thought it was a live session in New York, like a live gig, but it's not. What it did was bring together that cool West Coast jazz with the hard bop East Coast jazz. And Chet Baker leading it was awesome. So Chet Baker brought his brought his piano player with him on this. So it's Al Haig on the piano, Chet Baker on the trumpet, and then you have East Coast guys, Johnny Griffin on the sax, Paul Chambers on the bass, Philly Joe Jones on the drums. This session is really good. At first, I was only going to get the self-titled Chet that I showed in a couple of videos ago. But then I thought about it, and I wanted to get this just because I really love these reissues from Kraft. Again, awesome sleeves, beautiful picture, and great sounding. So Chet Baker in New York is the name of that session. And it wasn't a live, it was just, he did it in New York, so they wanted to title it that way. So here comes all my Blue Note to show off, okay? I have a Tone Poet. I'm going to go quick through these, so this isn't. Everybody's seen the Tone Poets. This is Horace Silver, Further Explorations, which is, a lot of people have ranked towards the top of theirs. And this is kind of a overlooked album on my part from Horace Silver. Awesome music on here. So if you don't have that, look it up. Horace Silver, Further Explorations by the Horace Silver Quintet. I'll hold off on that one. Next one I got was an Analog Productions reissue of Blowing the Blues Away. I had a 75th that didn't really sound awesome. It sounded good, but I was able to get this for a good price, well under its value, so I took advantage of it. 2 LP, 45 RPM, Blowing the Blues Away. Again, Horace Silver. Great bluesy, soulful jazz. Awesome to add to my collection. The next one I got was an online Discogs purchase. This is again getting a little more progressive from the hard bop. This is more of like a post bop jam session. So good. Free for All by Art Blakey. Freddie Hubbard, Curtis Fuller, Wayne Shorter, Cedar Walton, Reginald Workman. Awesome lineup. And I got that 1973 repress. Rudy mastered, and it's sounds great. Happy to have this early reissue of Free for All. And this session was, I believe, from 1965 originally. But another quality Blue Note to my jazz collection. Another early reissue I found was Jubilee Shout from Stanley Turrentine. This again, soulful as usual from Stanley. Bluesy, soulful jazz I love. Tommy Turrentine, his brother, on the trumpet. Kenny Burrell on the guitar. Sonny Clark on the piano. Butch Warren and Al Harewood in that percussion rhythm section. Jubilee Shout, Stanley Turrentine. I also added another. This is a DMM, mid-80s DMM of a Hank Mobley I had to have. All of the early pressings and the Music Matters and things like that are just so high on this one. But I like the DMMs. They sound really good, most of them. But this is a great session with Hank Mobley, Workout, Grant Green, Wynton Kelly, Paul Chambers, Philly Joe Jones on that DMM label. Love it. Another one I got is the 80th anniversary reissue of Art Blakey and the Jazz Messengers. This is Buhani's Delight, Freddie Hubbard, Wayne Shorter, Curtis Fuller, Cedar Walton, Johnny Merritt. A lot of familiar names. Again, these sessions are so great. I love the cover of this one. Something about that photographed smoke that is really appealing to the eyes. So this is, again, another great Art Blakey drum solos all over it. And I almost call it like some of these sessions later in the Blue Note catalog. This is Blue Note 4104. They start rocking. You know, it's almost like hard rock jazz. So very interesting. Let's go with this is a Grail for me. It's a Japanese pressing. It's not an original, but it's a Grail for me because Sonny Clark is a guy that I've always had at the top of my favorite jazz artists. And this was a hard one to come by for a good quality pressing. Definitely OGs are out of my price lane, or they're just bad quality or condition. This one, 1978 King pressing of Dial S for Sonny. I made an offer on Discogs so low to what he was listening at. I didn't think it would happen. He accepted it. So I was very happy to get this one for a very affordable price. Sonny Clark, Dial S for Sonny. This was one of those that Music Matters did, but I guess it sold out so quick. They jacked the price up, and then the aftermarket prices are so high. So I knew I wasn't going to pay $200 for that. So great deal. Japanese King pressings are awesome too. So Dial S for Sonny is a Grail for my collection that I've added. I think I got this maybe 3 weeks ago. I just haven't done a lot of vinyl finds for my jazz. I'll show these both at the same time. Everybody knows these were released together. The Blue Note Classic Series 2021 releases. Joe Henderson, page 1. Couldn't pass it up. Didn't have a copy of it. Something else. I had a European, like, digitally mastered jazz images of it. So I was waiting on this one. So happy to get Something Else. Cannonball Adderley, Miles Davis, Hank Jones, Sam Jones, Art Blakey. One of the most iconic titles in Blue Note and jazz history. So couldn't pass that up. A couple of the classic series. Monin's coming out. I need also. So I'll be getting Monin next month. The last two I have are my Music Matters purchases from last month. And the first one I got is one of the lower priced ones that are still available. And this is Cliff Craft. I had no Cliff Jordan in my collection. So I grabbed this for, I believe, $44, $45 on their site. I'm not sure if it's going up or if it's out of stock now. But this is a great session with the saxophonist Cliff Jordan. And we'll open this up. Great session photos. An awesome lineup. Again, my guy Sonny Clark is on here on the piano. Art Farmer on the trumpet. George Tucker on the bass. Lewis Hayes on the drums. This is a great session. Classic hard bop. But again, I want to get as much Sonny Clark as I can. So I was happy to grab this one with Cliff Jordan and Sonny Clark on it. And the last one I have, probably my favorite overall session from Sonny Clark. I paid a good bit on the site for this before it went out of stock, but Leapin' and Lopin', Sonny Clark, Tommy Turrentine, Charlie Roos, Butch Warren, Billy Higgins. This is a great album, great record. And this is 2009, Music Matters. Woo! I didn't even crack that open yet, hardly. I have listened to it. I just didn't open it all the way the first time, I guess. There's that gatefold pop. But Sonny Clark, there's some more session photos. This is limited edition, numbered 724. Leapin' and Lopin'. Very happy to have this one. So, hey, again, thanks to Davis Winchester for great packaging, great condition records, and the gift of Junior Wells. But thanks again for watching. Comment, like, subscribe if you're not. And I'm probably going to have an announcement tomorrow. I'm thinking about doing a contest to kind of push to 200 subscribers. And you're going to like it. You're going to like it. So look for that video tomorrow. Until next time, keep spinning that next play.